my grow out coop. Not really sure where I'm gonna put it, but good to know that the old bad boy tractor has got enough power to get that thing up off the ground and we can move it. I'm just gonna set it aside. I got a power pole right there. Welcome back to another episode of Not Yet a Homestead. It's a beautiful May morning here. I got my grow out coop. I got to clean this out so I can get the baby chicks out of my basement because they're starting to stink and they're getting pretty big, and get them into here so they can grow out before they're ready to get integrated into Frank and his girls. So we got to clean this out. Come along for the journey. Wait for Frank's little dance. That's how we know the day is ready to begin. There it is. Good morning, Frank. All right, so a real simple process here. Just gonna scoop out the old shavings. Oh, we're gonna get some new shavings in here. The scoop's really served me well over the years. Like I said, I made it when I had some silkies, and of course they're not very big, so I didn't need a huge coop. So this coop was perfect. And then, when I bought this property from my dad, he had guinea hens on it, and they were in Frank and the girls' coop, which is that old converted shed. And then when he moved, I decided that I would move all my chickens down there. So Frank and his girls actually started in this coop as well. And now their kids will start in this one. Circle of life. So I lined the floor with some linoleum just to make it easy for cleanup, because if it gets wet or whatever, it just sits in here, the shavings absorb it. I'm not worried about the wood underneath it rotting out at all. You're seeing these blue feathers. That's because early springtime, I had some eastern bluebirds get in here. There's a hole in the side of it that I run a power cord through so that I can run the lamp for heat. And they somehow, well, not somehow, but they got in through that hole. And then they couldn't get out, and they ended up dying. And then I just left the door open, and I was going to take care of them. Something came up. Never took care of them. And then something got in here and ate them. So I guess they didn't go completely to waste. Still felt terrible because eastern bluebird is a beautiful bird. It doesn't have to be perfect. They're gonna make it a mess anyways, but we'll get all this taken care of. I'll get some fresh shavings down. I'll clean their water, their food dishes out, and then we're good to get them in.
definitely need some more shavings, but this will be good in the very beginning, just so that they get used to reaching up for their food and reaching up for their water. It'll be perfect.
Alright, so I use this hanging water system here. You can see gets it off the ground a little bit so that the birds don't kick a bunch of stuff into it. So I also keep a few different types of reptiles, and that introduced me to these things called CHE, so a ceramic heat emitter. So it's just this little heat emitter in there, a ceramic heat emitter, and you turn it on and it makes heat but no light, which is kind of nice because, you know, like everything else, these chickens need a day-night cycle, so I don't like to run a red light while they still need some heat at night. So what happens is around this time of year, it starts to get a little bit warmer during the day. I'll shut this off during the day, turn it on at night. So we're gonna get that set up. So I got this power post just kind of hanging out on the side yard here, which actually works out really good. I've had some friends bring their pop-up camper and they park their pop-up right over there and plug right in and have power. But I also use it to power the coop. All right, we'll clean up all this wiring after lunch and then we'll get the baby chicks in here. But we're gonna leave it on, make sure everything's working good. She's pretty hot, so that's good. And we're gonna go have some lunch. So yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, so we have some leftover Mexican that my wife made. So I'm gonna dive into some homemade enchiladas and some taquitos, and then we'll get the baby chicks out into the coop. All right, after a delicious lunch, I think we're ready to get the baby chicks in. Got my water, got my food. Might not be the right height, we'll adjust that once the chicks get in here. I think my water can actually come up quite a bit. Got the heat going, got the cord running up on top so that the birds can't grab it or perch on it. Now all we gotta do, get the baby chicks in here. Here's the first baby chick going in. They had little leg bands I was gonna try to remove, but maybe we'll wait. You saw the part where we did that little test to see if they were a hen or a roux, and I got them banded. It's still a little loose, so I'm gonna leave it on there for maybe another week or so, but I'm gonna end up eventually cut them off. I just want to see, you know, how many hens we have, how many roux. So this is supposed to be one, so one hen. And all right, so it looks like in the bunch I've got 2 potential roosters, and that would be 4 potential hens. That little trick that I showed you and that I did I think in other reading, I think maybe I did it backwards. So whatever I said it was a roo should be a hen. Whatever I said was a hen should be a roo. Hopefully that's not the case, because I really don't need, or I really can't even have 3 extra roosters. So hopefully that whole little trick is just an old wives' tale and it isn't even real. I'm gonna say that this one's probably a rooster, because you can see on top of the beak there, starting to get a little orange, a little red, like a crop, or a comb. Sorry, the comb's on the top of the head. Like a comb, and I got this one slated to be green, which would be a rooster. So maybe that's correct. But then I look at this one, okay? And this one also has an orange band on it, but there's not much on the top as far as the comb goes. So we'll see. Again, just a little trick that I had heard from somebody I work with. Is it true? Who knows?